On the road again. I just can't wait to get back on the road again. Let's see. So we are headed down to the hospital because I need to see that area with Easter eggs and loot hidden and hard to find and hard to reach places. Now I could teleport there ordinarily, but I also want to take my vehicle out for a drive, actually do some playing. I haven't really been playing much in a while, and that's largely in part, I think, due to Stalker 2, because Stalker 2 is really providing me an experience that I tried to create here in Scum by hiding all this loot. So in Stalker 2, I'm having to figure out how the developers have hidden or placed all these stashes. And I'm really enjoying it. Kind of reminds me of Far Cry 2 or Far Cry 3. I played 4 also to an extent, but 4 had some kind of weird gameplay balance that where I was making sure to find every item and find all the loot, and got to a point where I had nowhere to put more money. And then, like, any skills I might buy were all locked behind story elements. So I actually had to advance the story if I was going to unlock more skills or have skills to buy in Far Cry 4. I felt like they needed to do something with that title. And then I never did. I don't think I ever played 5. Oh yeah, I did start playing 5, but only within the last year or two. And I was enjoying that because it's like set in a kind of an American setting, although their weapon selection was really kind of bogus. Like, I don't know who came up with that weapon selection. They could have done so much better to create an authentic American weapon selection. Because, you know, in like California, you're forced to have like 10-round magazines, and there's all these stupid restrictions that have been put in place because Democrats have a Freudian aversion to inanimate objects that resemble penises. And but then we have other restrictions, like it's you have to pay like $200 to get a tax stamp, and then go through a more extensive background check and filing of paperwork each time you want to buy a suppressor or outfit a firearm with a suppressor, or to have a barrel shorter than 16 inches, or to have a full auto selection on your firearm. And but I understand in the UK, like sound suppressors, or otherwise known as silencers, they're just considered like a hearing protection device, which is what they are. They don't make a firearm more lethal, and if anything, they make a firearm less concealable. So it's really a stupid restriction that we have here in the United States on sound suppressors. So that's one thing you have to contend with here. But it's not there. Nevertheless, even though there are those infringements on our Second Amendment freedoms, which are really just human rights, you still have lots of gun enthusiasts purchasing suppressors, so they are an item that if you were in a post-apocalyptic situation, or a without rule of law situation, you would probably still be able to find suppressors. But there's an additional complexity in the real world with suppressors, and that is that you have to make sure that your barrel is concentric with the suppressor, so that the bullet doesn't strike the baffles in the suppressor as it's after it leaves the end of the barrel. So anyway, let me continue. But like one firearm you'd find somewhat, you would find a lot of bolt actions in America. You would find lots of pump action shotguns, single and double barrel shotguns. You would find the Ruger Mini 14 sometimes, but less often now that the AR-15 is so common. So you would find a lot of semi-automatic AR-15s, or weapons that look like M4s or look like M16s, but they're only in semi-automatic. You would find lots of pistol caliber carbines, so guns that fire either 9mm or 45 ACP or 22 long rifle, but only in semi-automatic. But I don't think you would find many grenade launchers, no RPG-7s, unless America was invaded. I hope I'm heading in the right direction. I think I am. Or unless, you know, someone broke into a military arsenal, which I think it would have to be total disintegration of society for anyone to break into a military arsenal. But you could, you know, rarely find 50 caliber Browning machine gun, BMG, anti-material rifles. But like hand grenades would be another thing. You wouldn't find much unless someone broke into a military arsenal. Even smoke grenades and tear gas grenades would be hard to find. You could find some maybe airsoft quality flashbangs or stun grenades, but even those would be pretty rare because it's a pretty small percentage of Americans that play airsoft enough to buy those things. But that's all talking about to either Far Cry 5 or like a DayZ map set in, oh, what's that, somebody's base? Wow. Wonder whose this is. Put it in a good area because the factory there and the airfield are both nice looting spots. This is why I like keeping decay turned down, because even if a player comes and goes, the mark that they left on the map remains for people to find, you know, and it gives it a lived-in look even on a low population server. I mean, it's just cool to see that. So if you would like to play on this server, maybe you've been watching Just Our Luck Gaming's videos set in Scum. You've seen Dr. Just and Madam Hour's videos and you've been entertained by them. Well, this server is one of a number of servers that supporters, either Patreon or oh, I kind of need more fuel, but I think I've got some in my trunk. So yeah, supporters of Just Our Luck Gaming have access to all of the servers that they rent, and there's some people complaining, well, why aren't these servers open to the public? One, cheating. Two, they do film episodes on these servers, so they kind of need a less chaotic environment, you know, for filming. And three, renting servers, there is a certain amount of overhead. You know, it's not free. Renting servers isn't free, so they're trying to, you know, recoup some of that maintenance fee. And I don't blame them one bit. And, although it does mean that there are less players on the server than there might otherwise be, it also means that there isn't that, you know, you don't encounter much lag on the server. Wow, I'm already that close to the hospital. That's awesome. Oh, and there's a drop nearby. There's kind of an attitude that has seemed to become more prevalent with the minimalism that seems to be popular, and with you know, today's teenagers and college age young people, and that is not wanting to spend a single dime on anything, and to think that you're somehow entitled to something even when, oh, I missed that. I can always take a right once I cross the bridge. And to think that you're entitled to something even when you've got it for free. And welcome to the real world. You're not really entitled to anything. If you want something, you've got to earn it. I mean, yes, you're entitled to the same respect for the sanctity of your life that any human being is. And in a civilized society, you should be entitled to some simple common decency and respect as a human being. But you know, and maybe you're, say, entitled to a glass of water if you're dying of thirst, but anything more than that, I think you've got to earn it. Oh man, this drop is far down there somewhere, huh? Still not there yet. So, I mean, what it runs to support Just Our Luck Gaming, you know, either through Patreon or YouTube, it's not that much. And you get access to multiple servers, so you're getting your money's worth. Plus you become part of a warm, friendly, vibrant gaming community that doesn't have the toxicity of a strictly first-person shooter or a tactical shooter. Where did the where did the smoke go? Oh, there it is. Okay. I gotta make sure I don't destroy this vehicle. I gotta see what the time is on the... I hope that's far enough. I don't know that that's far enough. Well, that should be far enough. I think. That should be far enough. Let's see. Put some of this stuff in here. Could put that on. Lots of puppets. What is that? Is that an animal? Jeez, that's a lot of puppets. Why won't it open? Is that the wrong side? It's not the wrong side. I wonder if it's a log out bug. Let me get away so if it explodes I'm safe. Try logging out. Scum just. Oh, it's so peaceful sometimes. Nature sounds and the air blowing through the trees. Oh, I was on mute. Anyway, I've been having trouble with this particular locker, so I had to take my gloves off. Oh my gosh. Finally. Oh wow, lots of milk. It's gonna probably go bad pretty fast. Lots to drink here. Wow, oh, my carrying capacity is lower because I'm carrying all these car parts. See, that one was easy. Nice. Holographic sight. UMP mags. That's a piece of paper. I don't need that. Oh, that's new. Why do the boxes turn? I've never seen that before. I don't need that. I don't need that or that. Might as well load these mags. Yeah, so I was talking about stupid American gun laws. So those 10-round restrictions in California seem to have influenced Heckler and Koch, so that the version of the UMP-45 that they sell to America in semi-automatic, I think it's called the USC, has only a 10-round magazine. They actually turn the double-stack magazine into a single stack, and they actually thin down the magazine well so that you can only accept a single stack magazine on the USC. Even if you're in one of the many states in the US that allows you to have more than 10 rounds in a magazine, you can't get it here in the US unless you get a custom built job from Tommy Built. Super unfun. But part of that is just HK and their restrictive approach to things. Like, how do they not? I guess they just don't want to make any money selling a semi-automatic HK G36 to the American market. Nope, I need pistol. I can't fit this bottle of water anywhere. Here, how about... There we go. And I don't think I need that gas can. destroy this now. My truck should be around here somewhere. Of course, it's like Dr. Just said, the truck is camouflage, so it's a little hard to find. Alright, so throw that in there, throw that in there, and that. Throw that milk. I really should see if I can pull out a crate. I'll take that and throw this milk in the crate. Hopefully that keeps it from spoiling. How's my metabolism doing? Not too bad. Have a little bit of energy drink. And some sody. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Over to the Discord. Is there a problem with the video? Why is it black? It says I'm broadcasting. Offline? I'm not offline. What are you talking about? Yes, live now. Huh. Oh, okay. I think I know what's going on there. I think if I switch away from the game, I've got it set that it doesn't show any other windows. So maybe you can see it now. But I do want to... Let me see. Alright, let's get back to this. Oh, I need my arrows. Throw that in there. Oh boy. There we go. And I don't need that. I don't need all of this soda weighing me down. Or these UMP mags. I will take this holographic sight. Why isn't it taking a holographic sight? Oh, because I don't have the MP5 rail. No, that's alright. We will deal with you later. Oh, there's another one. And I need my arrows. I avoided using a bow for the longest time in Scum because I just preferred using firearms, and then I found out how stealthy and how easy it is to use a bow in Scum. And I won't say I use it all the time, but if I don't have a suppressed firearm, I certainly know how to use it nowadays. So I need to get back on the road while making sure I don't get blown up by passing the supply drop. So I need to head west. Let's see. So yeah, we gotta cross this river to get to the hospital. What you've just seen is something I do all over the map. Because one thing that drives me crazy is that the loot in this game is not nested. Meaning you never find a magazine in a pistol, empty or loaded. You never find ammunition in a magazine. And you never find a pistol in a pistol holster. You never find a backpack with items in the backpack, or any kind of bag for that matter. It's just, it's something that's just not realistic. And so I tend to create these little kits to make this low population server look more lived in, and to make the loot more realistic. Because this is something that I've been complaining about in this game for years. Mind you, I don't have many complaints about this game, but some of the complaints I have are pretty, I think, big complaints, and they've been enduring complaints because the developers just aren't doing anything about these things. It's like they don't even play their own game. Or they're focused on other things that, either reworking things that aren't broken, pruning back features in the game, eliminating fun elements in the game. It's a little aggravating. Now I will give them kudos in that recently they added the quest system, and I think they implemented that pretty well. You know, there were some bugs here and there, but you know, that was, I think, to be expected. But otherwise, I think they implemented that really well. But we really need AI NPCs with ranged attacks in this game. And I think working to that end, they created the new encounter system, but that new encounter system also completely removed any need for any long-range weapons in this game, unless you're on a higher population server where you're facing other players. Because you can literally play Scum with just a suppressed pistol, you know, if you're going up against puppets. Granted, if you go into an abandoned bunker, the razors in there are going to pose more of a challenge, but you really don't need anything more than a suppressed pistol against puppets in this game. If you're on a low population or a PvE server. So hopefully they add NPCs with ranged attacks soon. And I think that they need to change the encounter system so that when you look at an area through a scope, it triggers the encounter system at the point you're looking at, so that you see targets there, you know. Of course, if you were to, say, observe a player in the distance at, say, a POI, and there were no puppets there, you could then cause them trouble by scoping in on that area and basically spawning in a lot of puppets on them. But the way the spawn system works is that those puppets should spawn in outside the player's line of sight. But, you know, you can hear when there are puppets in the area or not. And so then if all of a sudden there are puppets that you can hear nearby, well then you kind of know that they spawned in. And it kind of harms the immersion, especially if you play like tactical first-person shooters and you're used to clearing rooms in a building, and then all of a sudden a puppet spawns in a room that you already cleared. That's really, really annoying. Anyway, I've ranted about the new encounter system before in other videos. The old system worked really well. They think it was the cause of so much lag, but when you get 40 players on a server and they're amassing loot, just hoarding loot, that's gonna cause lag, you know. And that's why I prefer a loot spawn system where when you go into an area and you loot those containers, that loot should not respawn for, you know, like a few days at least. At least on a low population server. On a high population server, maybe it shouldn't respawn for maybe 12 hours or 24 hours, so that, you know, an area can be picked clean like you see happening in DayZ. Because you want to encourage players to move on. You don't want them to just stay in one area and farm their area because the items just keep respawning there. That's just dumb. And then that leads to hoarding, where you got bases that are just stacked with items that they've been farming hour after hour, day after day, and then that leads to lag on a server. Not the encounter system the way it worked before. It worked fine before, and what you had were players that were jacking up the puppet numbers to way more than they needed to be, like, you know, 200, 300 on a server. That's going to cause lag. AI causes lag, but the encounter system the way it worked did not, in my opinion, cause the lag that you would see on a 40-player server. At that point, the hoarded loot becomes the problem. So now we've got this, you know, encounter system where puppets are spawning in 100 meters away, and not much more than that. And I set the server settings on this server so that they spawn a bit more distant. So they don't spawn in a bush right next to your face when you didn't hear anything there a minute ago. But there's just no use for a long-range weapon with an encounter system where the puppets spawn in at 100 yards away instead of 600 yards away. Like, you used to be able to, if you could get a good elevation vantage point over a POI, you could see puppets at like at least 600 meters, I think, before. And now you'll just look at the POI and there's nothing there. Maybe you'll see some mechs, but you're not going to see any puppets there now. Because there's no player there to trigger the encounter system. So it just makes the world look like it's dead. It's... ugh. Anyway, like I said, I've ranted about this before. And there are players who've said that the old encounter system is not coming back. Got this field jacket on. I really want to go up there. There's got to be a way. It's not that way. I wonder if I could get up on one of those roofs and then jump down on this. Oh, that was the drop that just exploded. Well, that's good. It used to be you couldn't hear a drop exploding off in the distance. The sound... They did something to the sound and you couldn't hear that anymore, but now you can hear it again. That's good. And I wish there was a way to just leave loot without having to put it in a crate and have it endure, but the game doesn't allow that. And if I'm not responding to chat, I apologize. It's because my phone is charging at the moment. And I usually don't have any viewers that I need to. You know, and that's okay with me because I just I just export my Twitch streams to YouTube. Yeah, I need to find out how to get oh, that's kind of large. Doesn't really fit there. Dang it. Stupid chair. That would have been a great hiding place. Yeah, so if you watch the Scum videos with Dr. Just and Madam Hour, they pass up lots of crates that I've hidden in the areas that they move into. So if you watch their videos, you can spot those crates in the video. And if you have access to the Just Our Luck gaming server, you can visit those areas to scarf up that loot after the fact. Nice. There was a closed bathroom stall, and I had a crate in there, and they passed it right up. Didn't open the stall because there's usually nothing in these stalls. Sometimes you could search the toilets and you'll find something in there, but they just passed it right up. But when they film an episode, they're kind of pressed for time because they're trying to pack about 45 minutes to an hour worth of gaming. They're trying to pack it into like a 25 to half-hour episode because, you know, they want to keep it the brevity to a level where people will be willing to take the time to watch. But like they observed recently, some of these supercut videos that they're putting out, the is that the same as the on the other floor? The supercut videos they're making are doing really well. People apparently are willing to sit and binge watch a 3 or 4 hour video of their favorite game. Oh, you know what? If I do that there, they're just going to wind up. Hold up a second. No. Whatever. So I'm not seeing a way up onto the roof here. That makes me sad. I think it's possible to skate along that ledge there. Let's try that. Ta-da! Now for the tricky part. And I don't know if I can get past these shutters or not. No. No. Come on. Oh, maybe on the backside. Kind of surprised that actually worked. Let me get some of my stamina back. Well, that's awesome. We got shutters on this side. You devs, come on, man. Why you want to be like that? Oh, you gotta be kidding, man. Excuse me, sorry. Hope I'm not blowing out your eardrums. Alright, so we know we can crawl across that fence, but I don't think we can climb up on this ledge. Oh, that's sad. This is a missed opportunity. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. There's a little ledge right there, but I don't think that's gonna work either. Ah, this is so sad. Now, this building might have an open roof. Ah, but it's boarded up here. Wait, this is open. Oh! So that's a white... I don't know. Some word I obviously don't know. Oh, there's a bed here. Any cash? That's actually a pretty good hiding spot. What are these? Vitamin pills. Yes, please. That door will open. What is this? Rubber? Cash. Just sitting there. I'll take that. Oh, I need it to face this way. There we go. Pharmacy's Oxy stash. So that was that for this. No access to the roof. Maybe here. This is not looking good. Oh, nice. Maybe I can work with this. It's not perfect. Yeah, it's kind of jank, but... Golly. Get a cough drop, eh? Drink a monster, Java monster mean bean. Sometimes those enemy drinks, energy drinks, make me cough. So we'll just pop a cough drop. Remedies for our remedies. What is that? Oh. It's annoying when can't put crates on top of some pieces of furniture. Guess what the vinegar and water is for? So, yeah, that looks sealed off on top. That's so sad. You know what? There may be a way. We don't have portable ladders in the game, but we do have vehicles that can double as ladders. So I gotta be careful not to get my vehicle stuck here. I don't know. If I could parallel park that better. Or possibly climb up onto the... Ooh, I can't. Ta-da! Now, ordinarily, I might put a lock on that. I'd say it's about a 50-50 chance because, there's some chance that the person that would have placed the crate would have left it unlocked. But this is so hard to get to that I'm going to leave it unlocked. Because if they can figure out how I got up here, then they deserve what's in this box. Because I couldn't even figure out how I was going to get up there. So I think it's this way, isn't it? We'll figure it out. I think it's this way. Now they're angry. Did I take a wrong turn? Somewhere. Oh. And I used to complain that the puppets never really had anything useful on them. So what did the devs do? They made the items that the puppets had on them even more useless. Now the cool thing about vehicles is is that they can double as containers, but only for about 10 days, and then they despawn on this server. I would set it for more, but if you set it for much more, then players complain that they can't find any vehicles. Wow. So if they have the presence of mind to actually check that vehicle's contents, they can have that stuff. Alright. I'm gonna start this stream over because something's going on where there's no video feeding.